All right, hey, everyone. Here we are yet again. So I'll say this campaign actually is pretty interesting about all the Pringles one with the mystery flavor. But obviously we of course have many questions, and the first one is: do we think that the campaign is most likely going to increase short-term sales? And Nathan, do you want to start off with what we got?
Yeah, so it'll definitely increase just short-term sales just by having a $10,000 prize alone. But it's definitely targeted to more like short-term sales and maybe like brand recognition or brand image that they want as like a fun, goofy brand that's willing to do like these like different contests and stuff.
And that's all a fair point. I mean, because obviously with an ad like this, I mean, like this crazy mystery flavor, like not having anybody know what's going to be in it. Like it could be standard, it could be well, my personal favorite, the onion and like cheddar flavor, whatever that one's called. It's in that like blue case. But I mean, like something like this. You right, you right there, Josh. All right. Anyway, I think it's great short term, but also long term. They could do this for a long time as well. But anyway, do you want to continue on that, Josh?
Yeah, I think short term they're going to get more sales just because it's like they're wording it as a challenge as well. So I think short term, yeah. Long term, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Pringles to be honest. So
Wait,
if I
really?
was to, yeah, I'm not. If I was to do like, I guess as a consumer, if I was to purchase this, it'd be a one off, like it says. It's most likely a one
Hmm
off purchase, just because I would want to try the flavor to see what it is. But I don't know. I'd probably like maybe half the thing and then throw the rest of it away because I just don't like Pringles.
Or is it? I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one. Now, I mean, I don't eat Pringles very often, but when I do, like, I mean, I eat usually the whole tub, but um, like, but I will say I'm with you on the whole like long term thing. Like, I myself, I don't know if I'd buy this myself because I don't want to, buy it and then find out, oh, it's pizza Pringles, which I don't like. They taste awful. I hate those. But um, Brianna, you want to continue on that?
Yeah, like it says, guess it, you get $10,000. Obviously, I'm gonna buy the Pringles. Obviously, I'm gonna try to win the $10,000.
Yeah.
Like,
Even though the
m-
likelihood is so low.
yeah, like a lot of people for the short term, it's gonna be good. A lot of people are gonna try it and see if they can try and guess the flavor.
Well, I see. That to me is weird because like I wouldn't buy it to just want to win that 10 grand. Like I'm pretty damn sure I'm not going to win that. But I mean I'm not saying that I won't, but I'm pretty self confident that because I've bought a couple of things like that in the past and it didn't really get me too far. But regardless, I don't I'd buy it just for the sake of buying Pringles. Because I like them. But anyway, me and Josh, do you have any final points? Right, I guess any of your opinions about it.
Yeah, I think it'll be really good for short-term sales. I think it'll naturally sort of pique people's interest on the product. They'll want to give it a try. Um, and it's kind of unique. I don't really know. Are there any other snack brands that do this sort of mystery flavor thing? I don't really think I've seen
Um,
it that
like I've
often.
seen,
I've seen it.
I don't know about like big time brands, but I've seen like I'm just gonna go ahead and say like content creators release like something, and then it's like, hey, if you scan this, then you get a chance to be in this, and it's like, yeah, it's a scam every single time. But in
I mean,
terms of like an
I've
actual brand, I'm not 100% sure. Or what's up, Nathan?
I mean, like I know Airheads has their mystery white flavor, but it's
Well,
not like a limited time. That's like a flavor they've always
that,
had.
that
As
that's
of
like a
like,
permanent flavor, yeah. But I'm
Didn't
yeah,
telling you,
Mountain Dew
every
do
time
something though?
I eat that thing, it's like it just tastes like white cherry. I don't know why. Like mystery flavor, crazy.
Mhm.
I think Mountain Dew did it though.
Did they?
I think they did a mystery thing, mystery drink, figured out.
Where they
Because
called it
that
like
was around like the Code Red time. I think
yeah,
they
yeah,
also
yeah,
did like a
yeah.
mystery Mountain Dew.
They made it green, but actually it was Mountain Dew Code Red, and then they eventually just made it red or something.
I don't know. I just thought they did a mystery drink.
Yeah,
Hey, we
and
got
this,
clear Mountain Dew right here, mystery flavor. Oh, hey, it's Sprite. Sorry.
yeah, and I can guess that they have some flavor in mind. That's like, you're not getting a random chip that's already out there. Like you're probably not gonna get like a pizza flavor. They're probably gonna get a new flavor, and if a couple hundred
Imagine.
people guess it right, and then one of them win, so
Yeah.
something like that.
Well, I mean, obviously, all great points. And then the second question is, why would a consumer want to buy the product where they don't know whether they're going to like it or not? So I mean, well, I'm gonna go. I think they'd buy it. Well, the packaging is pretty intriguing. I mean, who wouldn't want to get like a mystery flavor? Like we don't know what it's gonna be. So obviously that sensation of like, hey, I don't know what this is. I want to get that and see what it is. Like, hey, that other one is not gonna be like this one. But I mean, but at the same time, it's because of that is why I don't buy it. I'll just buy the one that I know I'm getting. But anyway, Nathan, you want to start off on that?
Oh yeah, second point. So really, it's just human habit as people are willing to try things they've never had before, and if they don't like it, they'll just throw it. So I think most people are willing to try new things, even though they like their original flavors. So I don't think trying something new is that like a far of a reach, especially for like a Pringles can, which is only a couple bucks. So
And yeah, valid point. I mean, like if there's a new flavor out there and I've never had it, now there's obviously a couple that I myself would never try, but if I see an interesting flavor, I'm gonna try it. But I mean, Josh, you want to continue?
Yeah, well, I think in terms of the Pringles sale, like why would somebody buy it if they didn't know the flavor? I think it's just based off of the prize winnings.
Yeah.
If you can take a test on what is it, and then you guess right, well, you're winning $10,000. But I think if you take away the prize payout, then I would agree. I think Brennan, you brought up, or Nathan, I think you guys both agreed. If you took the prize pulling out of it, then I would agree that it's just for somebody to try and because they don't know what they like, so it's kind of like it's intriguing because you don't know what it is, so it's like that's kind of intriguing. Let me try it. But I think in this case for Pringles, it's not necessarily like an intrigue of like what's the flavor. It's more of I'm in it for the competition. I'm in it to try to win, and just take a stab at what the flavor is. But take the prize out of it, then yeah, it's just people's intrigue. Everyone's always curious. Like what's the saying?
What's this
Curiosity
crazy
killed the
flavor?
cat. So I think that's why a lot of people are intrigued on mystery flavors. But this one's just campaign for a contest.
And yeah, valid points. I mean, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, if I saw this, like, I just say I'm just. It's so weird seeing WTF as the campaign name of the Pringles. Just like they could have just said mystery flavor. No, it's what's the flavor? WT. Like, well, okay, but anyway. So Brianna, do you have any points on that one?
Yeah, like if it was, I feel like Pringles isn't bad. Or if it was like a drink, that's not bad. But if it was like, I don't know, like a pizza. Like if it was like guess
Mystery
the
flavored
flavor
pizza.
pizza, I feel like not that many people would try it because it's like something, I don't know, more out there. And Pringles, like it's just like a chip.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not anything like too crazy.
It's like, hey, we just made a brand new chip. Oh, mystery flavor. It tastes like pickles. Like, okay, that's not something I'm on board for. But
Yeah.
and I will say, like, and to continue on that pizza thing, like if they gave me pizza and said, hey, here's a pepperoni and shrimp scampi pizza, it's like, well, I mean, I like shrimp, but okay, but we got
Yeah,
seafood
it's
pizza
like
here from Red Lobster, new item, but
yeah, it's like try this pizza. You don't know what flavor it's gonna be. It could be anything in the world.
yeah, and no return on your money if you don't like it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, Jeff, do you want to continue on that?
Yeah, I agree with what you guys said. I think the prize incentive's a big part of it. Obviously, people are going to take that risk and maybe give the product a try to win that $10,000. But I think it also has a lot to do with like trust in the brand itself. Like if you enjoy a lot of other products from the brand, you're like all these other flavors that they make are good. I mean, this one's probably going to be good too. So I think that could definitely push someone to give it a try.
And
Even
yeah,
if they have no idea what it's
that's
going
a
to be.
very valid point. I agree with you on that one. But anyway, so the next of many questions, do we think that this campaign would be, simply cannibalize existing sales? You know, Nathan, what do you think about that?
No, I don't think it will at all, honestly, because most of the time when you have these like promotion products, uh, you're gonna people who are already buying Pringles are just gonna maybe still buy theirs and like sidestep a little bit and buy these, but more likely than not, people that aren't normally buying Pringles will buy this as like a, you know,
And, and yeah.
because they want to try it.
Yeah. I mean, and it's kind of, and I'll say I'm going to tie in an older discussion that we had. Like, if they were like trying to, like, I mean, it's not going to affect them. Like, whether or not you like the product or not, the brand is already so well known that people aren't going to leave it regardless. Like, people are going to say, "Oh, we like it, but we're still going to have some." It's like the same thing with the Pepsi logo change. Like, regardless of what the logo looks like, I mean, Pepsi's going to be Pepsi, and going forward, like nothing too crazy is going to happen to it. I mean, obviously, there's the comments that people state their opinions and all that, but but it's somewhat the same thing, I think. But I mean, Josh, you want to continue?
Yeah, I think I agree with Nathan. This strategy isn't going to cannibalize sales for Pringles. I think it's just gonna complement it, because if you have a Pringle lover that came in, like to Nathan's point, they're gonna pick up their large tin of Pringles, and then they're gonna see this mystery sale or mystery contest. I guess my question would be is like, do they sell it in a tiny can or just a tall can? So
Yeah.
they would probably just pick it up in joint with what they like, because then it's something that they can tie together, and it's just some product they can buy jointly. And yeah, so I think it wouldn't cannibalize it, because I think it's just something to go alongside with the can of Pringles they buy. And then to Nathan's point too, if it's someone that doesn't like Pringles, they see it, they might be picking up a chocolate bar, and they're like, oh, I didn't see this, like, well, I might as well give it a try, see if I can guess the flavor. And you're also you're also picking up customers that don't normally like Pringles. So I guess I pretty much agree with Nathan's points. You're going to hit both demographics. You're not going to cannibalize sales just based off of this.
Yeah, just trying to be different with that. Yeah, and valid point. Like, the company's going to remain the company. Nothing too controversial is going to come from from this. But anyway, yeah, I mean, Jeff, did you have any points that you want to make?
I think with certain people, maybe cannibalization could happen, but I don't really know if that's a bad thing, because it's not like it's going to a completely different product. It's still staying within the Pringles lineup.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I agree with you guys. I think it could definitely help introduce Pringles to new customers. It's not something that they usually saw in the past, and it could pique their interest, and they're going to give it a try. And yeah, you guys also talked about how, like, maybe they're going to pick the flavor they usually get, and they see this new mystery flavor, and it just it increases the amount of products that they're buying in the end.
And yeah, that's fair. Like, because obviously, like, if you're sticking with like the flavors you're familiar with for a long period of time, it's not gonna get the brand too much diversity with that. But obviously, having this diversity with just new flavors, obviously, yeah, and I'm with you on that one. But Brianna, did you wanna, or did someone else like?
No,
I
I
thought
don't really have anything to add.
No, no.
Yeah, boo.
Come on, Brianna. And what are you doing? Come on, at least add something.
I agree with all of you. Like, if a non-Pringle customer like was seen this can, I think they would try it, and then maybe they would start to like Pringles, and then they'd see all the different options they have out there, and start to buy, Pringles. I don't think it would
Hear that,
cannibalize
Josh?
it at all. Yeah. Maybe Josh needs to try it.
Yeah. I will. I mean, obviously, I'm going to say this. Like, if I saw that mystery flavor and I were you, I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna pick something else. Like, thank goodness. But
If it was dill pickle flavored like mystery, I'd probably be down.
See, but you wouldn't know. You'd have to try it.
What is wrong with? I mean,
But-
okay, I'm just gonna go. Like, why would you try that? Like, I mean, I like pickles, but not as a flavor,
Dill
like
pickle?
a chip.
Never had like dill pickle
Dill
chips.
pickle's good.
How would that be good?
It's super good.
Hmm.
Okay, it's like, and I like pickles, I do, but I don't understand how. Like,
Have you had them?
See, you have to try it.
Yeah.
Okay,
now you
okay,
should try this
alright.
Pringle
Mhm.
flavor. You never know. It might be dill, and it might be something new to you. I don't know. You gotta give it a shot, man.
yeah, super tangy chips. All right.
Good.
Well, anyway, so the next question, why would the brand associate with the letters WTF, given that it can also have a negative, connotation? Well, I mean, obviously they're trying to make a statement. Like that's if that isn't obvious enough. Like I think WTF is pretty, like out there in terms of a statement. But and in terms of marketing, I mean, it's not technically swearing because the way they're wording it on their bottling, but at the same time, I think it's pretty hilarious seeing that on a Pringles can. But anyway, Nathan, you want to continue?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty simple. It's just a brand image that they're trying to create here as like a funny, like they don't really like the I don't care chip kind. I mean, especially with chips nowadays, like chips are targeted towards younger people. They're not really targeting your grandpa, which might get offended by this. So
He's
you got to
just,
look at
he's
Doritos.
just
How
a grandpa walks in the store and says, "I don't approve of this Kringle can. Who do you think you are?" Back in my day
yeah,
when life was simpler, it never really was. Like it was never. It was way better back then. Back when Coke tasted actually like Coke is what they would say. But
If they put WTF on a can back then, nobody bat an eye. Nowadays, they probably have more to say about it.
yeah.
yeah,
So
Back in the day, there was some unhinged stuff that happened, especially on TV. Now you can't say half the stuff.
yeah.
hmm And anyways,
I mean, it's a good thing they didn't have
and
social media back then.
yeah, it's super
I wish they
easy
had.
advertisement, like WTF, like kind of like not really taking that, like not really branding that slogan, but like using it to their own advantage there. And especially since it says here, this is in Australia. I think their marketing is a bit probably more straightforward than America. Like nowadays, if somebody marketed like this, there'd probably be some backlash, at least in the United States. So I don't know how Australia is. They're probably more lenient on random marketing stuff like this. So it's a if I had to guess.
Yeah.
That's all I
Well,
got.
well, we've already made a lot of points, but Josh, you want to continue?
Yeah. I think it's fine. I don't know, but like the WTF, it's kind of like if you bite into this mysterious Pringle, like that might be the first thing you say. Like, what the fuck? Like, sorry. Like, but what is this?
Hey,
Right?
it's
Like,
PG, man.
what am I eating? Like right? So I don't know. It plays onto the whole thing, and then it just plays on to like what's the flavor, but you're like, what is this? I have no idea. You bite into it, you're like, right.
Oh, I got
I don't
what's
know. I
this?
think
What's this
even
dill
marketing
pickle
it,
chip here? That's
I
weird.
think even marketing it in America would be fine for the WTF. I don't think there'd be a backlash. I mean, it's a play on words. I've seen like youth organizations play on words like this, and it doesn't have a backlash. Like parents understand it. They know. I mean, just look at cartoons. Have you
Yeah,
watched any cartoons when you're older? There is so much
Like
innuendo hidden
inappropriate stuff.
behind everything in them. Them hiding WTF behind what's the flip. It's not going to have backlash, and I just think it's funny, and I think it hits the youth and it hits the adults, and I think it just kind of comes in a whole circle. So um, I think in this term, no, it's not a negative connotation. I just think it's just funny and it's just whimsical. And
yeah,
whoever the marketer was decided to do that, like I mean, just props, I guess, because it's pretty funny.
yeah. And I'm with you on that one. And it's like, I mean, and I will say, like, the fact that they're putting it on the can means they're trying to do those things. Like, they're not trying to, like, upset the audience. They're trying to, make them laugh and say, "Oh, hey, that's hilarious. You know what? I'm gonna buy that." But anyway,
I don't care if they upset the audience.
yeah,
Sometimes,
it's
sometimes it's good to upset the
they're gonna
audience.
be upset regardless. But anyway, do you want to make any points, Brianna?
Yeah, I think it just draws more people's attention. Like if I was walking in the store and I seen that, that would immediately turn my head. I'd be like, "What is that?" And then I'd start laughing. I'd think that's funny. Like I think that like if people seen that in the stores that would turn a lot of heads. So,
I
I think
got
that'd bring a lot of attention to it.
got my pizza flavor mystery Pringles here. Good. But that or the dill pickle one or whatever Josh likes. But anyway, I mean, Jeff, you want to make any final points?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think it's strategic humor. It's targeted towards that younger demographic of people.
Yeah.
I guess there's a risk for some people of being offended by it for whatever
Yeah,
reason,
the
but I
the
think
the
that number
minute
is very
risk.
small, and like the mass, like the majority of people are gonna find it like funny and not offensive. Like it's not gonna be a reason that they don't want to buy the product. So yeah, I think it's a good move by them.
Yeah,
And
I'm
all
more
valid
offended
points
if
for
they
sure.
spelt it.
Yeah.
Flavor with the U.
Well, yeah. Anyways, so the fifth question: why would the brand run this sales promotion rather than introducing the new flavor straight to the marketplace? Well, obviously they're trying to get people's attention. I mean, these two questions kind of bounce off each other, but they're obviously trying to get people interested in buying that mystery flavor so that way if that specific, like let's say if they have like just a normal chip in there, like that flavor is going to take off and get obviously improve the sales of that one, and and they're going to see that and go, you know what, we have to market that one more. But anyway, Nathan, you want to start off with that?
Yeah, kind of like not really disagree, but I think of it in a bit of a different way. Because if I'm like the marketing guy and I bring this to like the higher ups, like I'm looking at the image here, I'm not going to use that image to say this is going to increase sales.
Well,
I
no,
try
no,
to
I'm
tell them,
saying
yeah,
like whatever the mystery chip is, like because obviously if they're not going to
hmm
reuse that for all the chips, like they're not going to put like WTF on the standard Pringle chip. That's like a no brainer. But
hmm
what I'm saying is like whatever flavor, because every single one of them is random. Whatever the most liked flavor of that is, I think they're gonna put that into more sales and start producing it a lot more. Is what I'm trying to say. Like
oh,
not the
okay,
actual can.
yeah. So this one, if I was still a marketing guy and I was presenting this to like the higher ups, I wouldn't advertise it as to increase sales and might in the short run, but really it's about more of like just like we said earlier, like the brand image, just creating like contact with the consumers and stuff. So really, what does this do? Every brand has like their main hitters. Like go back to Doritos, they have their nacho cheese, their Cool Ranch. Those are never coming off the shelves, but you always see they get like random colored gold bags or purple bags that come in and out. I think this is what this is. It's like a pullover. They're just gonna try to pull some sales in for the short time and then get some more brand recognition that way.
Yeah, and that's actually pretty fair points. But
hmm
me and Josh, you want to continue?
Uh, yeah. I think it's important that they run this sale. Just, I mean, I think the goal of it is to keep the same flavor inside the can. Um, but then it's just a way to get hype around Pringles. I mean, are they? I didn't see anything on here that says. Okay, it doesn't mean they're okay. That's what I thought. It doesn't mean they're actually going to be launching a new flavor into the Pringles market or the category, but I think it's just something to get people engaged, get them involved, get them talking because they're going to talk. They're going to talk to their friends. They're going to talk to their family. They're
Did
going
you
to
see
talk
that
to
flavor?
their yeah. They're just going to talk to everybody and be like, "Hey, did you try it? What do you think it is?" And that's just going to get people talking about it, and that's going to get people to try Pringles that maybe haven't tried Pringles, or Pringle lovers are going to probably invest more money into trying to figure out what the flavor is. And then I also think it would open up the rumor talks of, oh, is Pringles launching a new flavor? Is this the so I just think it's just instead of just generically launching a new brand where people might try it and then that's kind of it, and they ask their friends one off like, hey, have you tried it? Oh yeah, I did, it was okay. It creates that idea of, hey, did you try it, like what do you think it is, and then it's that more in-depth conversation. And that's why I think that instead of just launching a brand straight to the market, it just draws more hype around what it is, and gets people interested and involved.
And valid points. Brianna, you want to make like try want to make a point?
Yeah, it just it running the sale would just bring in, I think, more customers because, just adding a new flavor, it might bring in a couple more customers that like that certain flavor, but running this sale would bring a lot more people's attention toward Pringles and, you know, to try the mystery flavor, bring a lot more eyes to the company.
And yeah, absolutely, I agree with you on that one. I mean, Jeff, we obviously were talking a lot, but do you want to make any like final points before we go to the next question?
Yeah, I think if they released the flavor, the traditional way, it would. I think it can just go unnoticed a lot easier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I was in the store the other day, and there's all these crazy Doritos flavors and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
I never even knew these existed.
And by,
You
and
know?
by, by the way, this isn't related to Dorito flavors, but Taco Bell is now releasing a like a Gordita Crunch with like a Cool Ranch shell or something. I think I saw that,
Hmm.
but I don't like Cool Ranch. But besides the point. Continue.
But yeah, and I think the mystery campaign thing it makes it more interactive. It gets people talking about it, as you guys said, and I think it also like it allows the customer to or not the customer, but it allows Pringles to test the popularity of the flavor and see like if people like it without fully committing and releasing it as a standalone product.
And yeah, and I agree with you on that one. I mean, because I agree, like having it, like the popularity of it just being normal versus mystery, like it's going to draw more eyes to the mystery, and I'm with you on that one. But anyway,
Yeah, and
so or what?
oh, I was just gonna piggyback off Jeffrey there because I was like looking it up, and Pringles is the top three in the USA, and it's not even rated in the top like five in Australia. So that's kind of
Nice,
why they
dude.
probably do need to do some promotions like that to actually get it bigger up over there.
Jeez, hit my mic by accident. Um, anyway, so could this campaign help increase any brand health metrics? So some examples are like awareness, like ability, like and like loyalty and preference. What do we think? Nathan.
Um, you want to skip me real quick? I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Try
yeah.
to write this down.
I'll say like that. That's a pretty diverse one for sure.
Yeah.
Um, uh, I mean, like, because when it says like health metrics, I mean, like the amount of diversity with just that alone is pretty
Okay, I
significant.
see.
But because I mean,
I think so. I think it increases health metrics.
like
I
or
think because
like
it increases awareness. I mean,
Yeah.
again, it just goes back to people's desire of the unknown, the intrigue, the want to know, the ooh, it's something mysterious. Like
hey,
I
it's
want to be
something
a
new.
part of it. It's also the fear of FOMO. Like if somebody came up to you like, hey, did you try out the mystery can of Pringles? And then like it's a super cool contest going on. Somebody might have FOMO and they're like, well, I don't want to miss out on that. Like, let me just go buy the can. Just say, yeah, I've tried it. I have no idea
Yeah.
what it is. But like on positioning, I don't really think it changes Pringles positioning because it's still the same thing. It's still Pringles brand. It's still Pringle. Like it's not going to change their positioning. It's just a competition. Preference, I don't think it touches on it. Loyalty, again, no. I mean, if you like Pringles, you're going to stay Pringle, like loyal to Pringles, even if it was a um, contest or not. But likability and awareness, I think, yeah, I think it will stimulate something and help with the metrics for the health metrics because you're making people not want to miss out on this cool opportunity and this cool contest, and that's going to bring more Pringles awareness, and then that's going to bring more likability because people are going to be like, hey, Pringles is doing something in the world. They're doing something for marketing. They're doing something that tailors to not just Pringle lovers. Like I could hate Pringles, but I could guess the flavor, and I just made 10 grand. So I think it does for sure help the brand metrics.
And very
Mhm.
valid points. I mean, there's a lot covered in that one. But do we have any other like points we want to go off that? I mean,
Yeah, I'll hop in here. So yeah, definitely likability, just because people like brands that actually like don't act like brands and companies. They want brands that act like not brands. It's just kind of like a
like they
thing
want to
people
act
like.
like that they're with their community. Like they want to act
Yeah,
like they're part of their customers. And I'm with you on that one too.
yeah. So a lot of like some studies out there that the more brand has like the interaction with the people. So it's like through like mostly just through advertisements, sponsorships, and um, just like putting their name everywhere. Like in like how much I'd say this. They're putting it in ads, sports theater, not sports theaters, like football games in all these areas. If they're on cups at movie theaters, the more they put them in, the more they make them interact as like a home name, like a basic name. So people like that because it's not just a company out in the reach. It's like a
And
brand
yeah,
name, like
I'm with you on
naming
that
their
one for
company.
sure.
trying to explain. I'm not doing it very well, but I think you guys understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I couldn't do it any better than you, man. But
Thanks.
anyone does anyone else have any final points before we go to the final question? Nope. All right then. Well, so final question. Other than the short-term sales, what other marketing goals could this campaign have for the brand? I mean, well, it's pretty much tied to all the other ones, but like, I mean, the short-term goals are going to like increase the demand for not only this can specifically, but it's going to obviously, like we've said, increase the curiosity, and it's going to make people want to buy it more. But again, like it's this question we've already kind of touched up on in a way, but
Yeah, I was gonna
I mean,
ask, like, isn't that pretty much just the same? Because it's like,
Mhm.
what other things are gonna do? Well, we just answered what brand health metrics does it. Because yeah, it's short term, it's for sales, but it's also just your positioning. It's the customers not
Yeah.
wanting to miss out on a cool opportunity. It's they don't want to miss out on what is the mystery flavor. They don't want to. They want to be involved. They want to be part of the conversation. They want to be, taking a stab at it. And I mean, even too, like people that might not like Pringles, they might just want to collect the can. The
Mhm.
can's pretty cool, so that could also be something of just awareness again. So I think for at least me on question 7, yeah, in sales, but it's also brand awareness was part of this marketing campaign.
and I agree with you on that one for sure. Yeah, Nathan, you want to continue?
Um, yeah. So if you obviously marketing would be the hugest one, but if you're talking about something that's not marketing, I think the data and statistics they can get from this would be insane because first, if you want to make that 10,000, you probably got to put your age, number, email, stuff in like that, so they can get your age of their buyers. Their if people are guessing a flavor, maybe they don't even know the flavor. They're just seeing what flavors people are saying. Like, hey, a lot of people are assuming this is pizza flavor. Let's make a pizza flavor. Some
Yeah.
um, what areas people are buying. Willing to risk trying something new. So just a lot of data and statistics they could pull. If they really wanted it.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like this question's not super complex, but no, but all valid points. Like Jeff, do you want to make any points or no?
I think I mean, the campaign's just good for customer engagement in general,
Yeah.
and also through like social media and stuff, because the whole campaign kind of encourages speculation and stuff, and that can you know, like on platforms like TikTok and stuff, people can make content around it, like speculating about the flavor. And like I said earlier, I think it's also really good for product testing. Before they commit to like a full launch of the product, they can test it through this mystery flavor thing and see if if it gets good reception.
Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
valid. I mean, I think everything has been covered, and in this brand, unless you want to make a final point, like, do you have anything?
Yeah, I agree with Nathan. The the data you could get from this would be extremely helpful, especially like seeing where your what is it, your target market,
Mhm.
your like what your audience is, like your age range. You could definitely throw out some campaigns for them specifically, and then like make flavors that would, I don't know,
Like pop more?
like yeah, like I was gonna say like taste better to them, but like favor more towards what they would like.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. They probably make a flavor that they don't even know the flavor, just random chemical ingredients. Like, wow, this is really good. I don't even know what to call it.
If
See
we
what they
got
Mhm.
say.
salt, pepper, and
And then,
vinegar in this
Nathan
one, but
just
actually
wants
it's
to
got
kill
some.
people because you don't know what the mixture is. You're just like, fuck, that's just, yeah.
yeah, and then people are like, wow, this is really good with flavors. And you're like, mystery.
Let's just
We don't
mix and
even
match
know.
some
Like,
flavors.
whoever says the best flavor wins.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we've pretty much covered all of our
Don't think
points. Unless
so.
anybody wants to make any final ones, you think Does anybody else have any final points?
What time are we at?
Uh, well, I know we're over 30 minutes, so.
Okay, then I have no more points.
Well, anyway, yep, that should be good. That wraps us. That wraps us up pretty well.